Ladies and gentlemen, we have chicken. We have chicken hats. Let's do this.
Today is the Southern Fried Chicken Challenge.
Alright, we are back, you guys. Thank you for being patient with us. We are so excited about today's video. As you can see, we have pulled out the chicken hats, which means it is our very first chicken video, the Southern Fried Chicken Challenge. We have gotten chicken dinners from 4 Southern Fried Chicken chains. We have Popeyes, KFC, Bojangles, and Church's. They all specialize in fried chicken. They all originated in the South. We're gonna be trying chicken. We're gonna be trying potatoes. We're gonna be trying coleslaw. We're gonna be trying biscuits. We're gonna be trying sweet tea. We're gonna be telling you what we think the best Southern Fried Chicken dinner is out there, and then we're gonna be taking all of the best elements from the 4 different meals and putting together the ultimate Franken fried chicken dinner. Let's do this! Chicken! All right, first up is KFC, which claims to be a big box of deliciousness. We're gonna be the judges of that today. Let's take a look at what this, ooh, that
Is a box of chicken.
That's a box of chicken. We're gonna go ahead and plate this up so you guys can see it a little better, but it looks good, it smells good. Let's eat some chicken. All right, y'all, for each of these 4 places, we are eating a dark piece meal with biscuit, coleslaw, potatoes and gravy, and sweet tea. So it is time to dig into the kernel. Just look at this chicken. It is dark, it is crispy,
And for all of these places, we're using their either original, their standard.
which for KFC, of course, means 11 herbs and spices.
It's spices.
Let's take a bite of stuff.
All right.
I'll start with the chicken. You want to start with maybe biscuit?
All right, I will start with biscuit.
Cheers.
Dink it.
I don't want to give an opinion until you've eaten it, so let's switch.
All right, you have a bite of biscuit, I have a bite of chicken. Hello, Clucky, my old friend.
Okay. So first up, obviously the most important part of a fried chicken dinner, the chicken. What do you think?
What do I think? Well, my napkin tells the story that it is very greasy.
Which with fried chicken is a good thing.
Very greasy. The skin has a lot of flavor in it. With chicken itself, not too much.
Yeah, here's the thing. The skin for me is pretty crispy, but I actually didn't get a ton of flavor. Like, I could tell it's chicken and I could tell there's some kind of like spices in there, but I'm not like eating it and going, oh my gosh, this is revelatory fried chicken.
Yeah, and again, I had that huge chunk of chicken, the chicken skin that came with it, so that probably brought more of the flavor.
Yeah, and it's moist, it's tender, it's a good piece of chicken. It's just not anything that I'm going crazy over. The biscuit,
yeah,
I'm a little disappointed.
Me too. I didn't want to
doughy.
say it. Yeah, it's very doughy. It's very dense.
And beyond it being a little bit dense, like it tastes like raw dough, which is not something you want in a biscuit.
No, it's not fluffy. It's not that flaky. It's not that southern biscuit that you want.
Looking at it, it's got, some good fluff and whatever to it, but like if you take a piece off and you just kind of
it just smushes.
It just smushes and becomes so doughy, and like that just looks wrong. So
not the best biscuit.
Not the best biscuit. But KFC, we do love some sides. So let's try some coleslaw and potato.
I will try coleslaw with you. Sorry to reach across you.
Okay.
Coleslaw.
They redeem it with the coleslaw. It's creamy. It's got a little bit of tang. You can see there's good like carrot and stuff in there. It is a chopped coleslaw, which, just makes a little bit of a different texture than some folks might like. I think it tastes pretty good though.
No, I agree. That is very good coleslaw.
All right. Good slaw.
And let's dive into the mashed potatoes and gravy.
This is Chris's wheelhouse, being a good Midwest boy, so we'll see what his opinion is.
Let us comment they did not skimp on the gravy.
Oh no, there's lots of gravy.
It is swimming in gravy. The gravy is probably meant to make the biscuits actually palatable.
Okay. There's good seasoning in that gravy.
No. The gravy carries the potatoes
It does.
100% of the way. The potatoes on themselves,
The potatoes not I'm actually
not the best.
I'm gonna try a little bit of potato from the middle that doesn't have gravy on it.
That's going to be disappointing.
Yeah, they're honestly slightly mealy.
Yeah, you can tell these are instant mashed potatoes. They are reconstituted. There's not a lot of flavor in them. It is 100% the job of the gravy to carry these potatoes.
Yeah.
And truthfully,
I mean, yeah, put some of the biscuit in it.
I'm gonna get some of the gravy.
I'm not gonna be able to get past the texture and the raw dough flavor of the biscuit.
Yeah, that saves it.
That helps.
100%.
Yeah.
It's the gravy.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that. Like the gravy is good. Like if we get to the end of this, and there's not a better gravy, I may just like go to KFC one day and just order a side of gravy.
You can actually, when you get there, and you can just request as one of your sides instead of like coleslaw mashed potatoes, just get a side of gravy. Just get a side of gravy, dunk your chicken in it. That's gonna be the best way to do it.
I would 100% do that. I think that gravy with the chicken would be really good.
Yep.
But yeah, 11 herbs and spices, not necessarily tasting it.
But we still have one more thing to try.
We do.
And that's the tea.
Let's see how the tea is. So, you know, this being the Southern Fried Chicken Challenge, y'all, we do have to get sweet tea. We know it's not everyone's cup of tea. But to stay true to the Southern roots, this is what we have to go with.
I'll let you formulate an opinion. All right, on the count of 3, what brand of sweet tea is that?
No, we're not playing this game. We're not playing this game.
It
Nope.
tastes like brisk.
A little bit, yeah.
I would bet a lot of money that is what it is. That is not homemade sweet tea. They didn't make it at the store. I don't think so.
I don't know. Here's the thing. It doesn't taste as lemony to me as brisk usually does, and it does taste a little bit sweeter. That said, it's not cloyingly sweet, so for those of you who, you know, want like a little bit of sweet tea, this is probably gonna be right up your alley. This isn't like coating your tongue in sugar. And frankly, I'm a Southerner, but I still don't necessarily want my tongue coated in sugar when I drink my sweet tea and eat my fried chicken, but it's decent. It's not great.
It gets the job done.
It'll get the job done. I'm excited to see some of these competitors though, because this was honestly overall a little disappointing. So KFC, not terrible, not the best. We'll see if any of these components make it into our final Franken meal.
We will see. And we have much more chicken ahead.
Bok bok.
Bok bok.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's bow time. We have my perennial favorite,
the
bojangles.
Pride of North Carolina.
Yes. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Look at this crackly, crunchy deliciousness.
That actually does look really good.
I am so excited to eat this.
Like,
oh my god.
There are good craggles on that chicken.
Oh,
the biscuit is huge. The biscuits are good.
Biscuit looks buttery and fluffy. We've got our potatoes, we got our coleslaw, we got our tea. We're gonna plate this up, and honestly, you guys, like, I mean, this like smells amazing, but I wish that this was a 40 thing. Our entire house just smells like chicken.
It really did. Chicken and butter.
This is like the best day ever. All right, let's dig into it. Chicken and biscuit first?
Chicken and biscuit first.
All right.
So you have chicken, I'll have biscuit.
Oh, this looks so good.
Oh, the biscuit is so warm still. That's the biscuit.
And that is some chicken. Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right. Oh, it's like falling apart. It's all craggle.
I get that I am biased. Being from North Carolina, having grown up on Bojangles. I have not had a Bojangles chicken dinner in a couple of decades at this point, and Chris never has. All right? And when we tell you that this chicken is moist, it is flavorful, it is crunchy and craggly on the outside, and then we have just the butteriest, fluffiest, softest, but still has integrity biscuit, they just...
Yeah, this is fantastic.
And especially, you want to talk about herbs and spices. That chicken actually has some good spice in it. Like, you can taste that there is pepper. There might even be a little bit of red pepper in it.
There's a menagerie of happiness in there. And also, let it be known, this is the only chain that just has one type of chicken. They made it once, they made it right, they don't need to reinvent the wheel.
Yep.
They made it perfect the first time.
Yep.
This is delicious. And this is the first time I've ever actually eaten the bone-in chicken.
It's wonderful.
That is incredibly good. And the biscuit is always good. If you are ever in an area where you can go to a Bojangles, just get a biscuit sandwich. Get the Cajun filet biscuit.
Oh yeah,
it's delicious.
It's great all day. The chicken and the biscuit are great, but we need to see about these sides here. So let's dig in to some coleslaw.
Okay. Pardon my reach. Oh, I got a big blade of coleslaw.
You've never had their slaw.
I've never had either of these sides.
Tell me that is not full of flavor. It is fresh, it is creamy, it is crunchy, it has flavor.
That is really good.
And compared to the KFC, this is also a chopped slaw, but there's more variation in the texture.
Less like that mayonnaise goo
There's
that
less
holds
dressing,
it. Less
yes.
dressing. And everything is very crunchy, whereas everything with the other one was kind of soft.
It was a little softer, yeah. So you've got variation in texture, you've got flavor, you've got the creamy, you've got a little bit of spice in there, it's just fresh and delicious and perfect palate cleanser.
Yeah, that perfectly complements. You get that little bit of the freshness to complement kind of the heavy, greasy chicken and everything else.
Now, here's the big test for Chris. Potatoes and gravy. So this is more like a traditional sausage gravy. It's a lighter gravy. And again, you can't really see the sides because this isn't a clear container, but like it's got a good amount of gravy. It's kind of pooled in there. It's coming up the sides. There should be no shortage of gravy here for Mr. Christopher.
My question is there a chicken chain that uses sausage gravy? Where are they getting the sausage from?
They make sausage biscuits.
They do.
They do.
Okay.
All right, so you're the potato connoisseur of this house. What are your thoughts?
Of all these things, mashed potatoes and gravy, the weakest thing.
Okay, compare them to the KFC.
All right, the potato itself, better than KFC.
Agreed.
It actually is seasoned, it has better texture, it's not like mealy. Obviously they're not mashing potatoes in the store, but at least this one doesn't feel like they just reconstituted flakes of potato.
Yeah.
The gravy, I wish it had more flavor to it.
Yeah.
It gets a little bit watery. You can tell it's a sausage gravy. There's that sausage, there's little bits of sausage in there.
Mm-hmm.
But it just needs to be a little more intense, I think.
I agree. I also think I like the consistency of the KFC gravy better. It's a little bit thicker.
Yes.
And I think that holds up a little bit better. But 1000% agree with you. These potatoes stand up.
No, the potatoes hold their own. They're not. The gravy isn't safe. The gravy, if anything, is just it's there for the ride.
Yeah. So how about we try Bojangles Legendary Sweet Tea. Now, here, go ahead and have a sip. I will tell everyone who's watching, if you've not had Bojangles before, this is very much a southern sweet tea. It's going to be sweet.
It's clawingly sweet.
So, if you need to order half sweet, half unsweet, just to cut it a little bit, but this is, for the Southern Fried Chicken Challenge, we're going all sweet tea here.
Yes, this is unmistakably Southern. This is probably 50% tea, 50% sugar.
That's okay. It's funny. A lot of people, myself included, will drink tea like this and then immediately go, oh, wait, I need a bite of something else, because your tongue just gets coated in sugar and don't particularly like that mouthfeel. So I actually think it ends up being a good compliment to something like this because it keeps you wanting more of everything that's on your plate.
I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, potentially controversial opinion, but look, it is their legendary iced tea. It is legendary for a reason.
And compared to the last one, this is a proper sweet tea.
This is a proper sweet tea.
This doesn't taste instant. It doesn't taste...
No. Again, Bojangles, North Carolina, the best. Y'all are learning.
This was good.
This is really good. It's gonna be hard to top some of these things, but we still have
two more challenges
to go. So give us just a second and we will move on. All right, y'all. It may not be Sunday, but we're going to church. We got Church's chicken. I've never had anything from Church's ever, so this is my first experience. Let's take. Ooh. Okay.
Look at the biscuit.
This is very much reminiscent of Bojangles in the way that they've done their breading.
Very
and
craggly.
The color of it. Their biscuit, though, I have to see if this will show on camera.
It is glossy.
It legitimately, you guys might be able to see a little bit of that shine. It is like, it's not dripping, but it looks like it should be dripping with stuff. So we're gonna plate this up. I am really interested to see how this goes for my very first Church's experience. All right, you know the drill by now. Chicken, biscuit, let's get
go.
it. Ooh.
Heyo. Let's try. Oh.
Is there honey butter on their biscuit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought I tasted sweetness.
Yep, it is a honey butter glazed biscuit.
I don't dislike the biscuit or the chicken. I don't like it as much as I do Bojangles. And that's not me being biased before y'all come at me.
No, I agree with Amanda.
There's more flavor in both the biscuit and the chicken from Bojangles.
All right, but let's put it this way. This chicken has a great flavor to it. It has a lot of juiciness to it, not dry at all. The craggly exterior is fantastic.
If you only have Church's near you, 100% get this. It is good chicken.
Yeah, the biscuit it's a little smaller than the others.
It is.
But it has that great honey butter flavor to it. Very flavorful. This was extremely good. Like,
yeah, it's good. I like Bojangles better. It's
I
got
agree.
more flavor.
Bojangles is a little bit further ahead in the chicken and biscuit category, but let's see how it does in sides.
Let us try.
Slaw plock.
Okay. So this slaw has a little bit more of a bigger, irregular texture than the other two. Here's the thing. There's an aftertaste that I can't define.
I know, I was about to ask you, what do you think that is?
I don't know. And honestly, it's throwing me off.
It is.
Right up until that aftertaste came, I was all for it. I honestly thought it was giving the last two runs for their money. But whatever this aftertaste is, hold on. I'm gonna try this again.
Yeah, try like the watery, like in the bottom, because that's where it's more concentrated.
So it's something in the dressing.
It's in the dressing. Like, it's almost sweet.
That's what I was gonna say. It's something sweet. They've added.
Vanilla?
You know what? It almost does taste like vanilla extract.
It's almost.
It's probably sugar that they added to their dressing, which is not uncommon. I don't like it.
Yeah,
it was great right up until we figured that taste out. I don't like it now.
It's got like a weird sweet taste to it, and otherwise like it's a good.
The texture is, I don't know if you guys can tell, but that texture is great.
It's a good chop. The coleslaw has still got that good crunch to it. It's not mushy or anything. But
and it's been sitting for a while we've been filming and stuff. So like this holds up. But whatever sweetener y'all added at Church's to your dressing.
Not doing it.
No. Take it out and try again and we'll talk. So hopefully these potatoes redeem themselves. There's good gravy on this. The potatoes look non-offensive, but let's see.
Potatoes. I'm gonna try to bite this without.
I was gonna say, I taste gravy. I'm a little concerned about just the potato.
I think the potato holds up.
You know what it is? The potato on its own is a little dry for me. it needs the gravy.
It needs the gravy.
Like, I can't just get the potatoes if
Yeah.
I'm not a gravy person, but...
Yeah, this is another one similar to KFC where the gravy is carrying the potato.
Yeah.
This one's carrying it, but the gravy on this, delicious.
It's a meaty gravy.
This is, and it has a good flavor. It's got a bold flavor.
It packs a punch.
Thicker.
Would you get this gravy or KFC gravy?
I would get this gravy.
You would?
I would get this gravy on Bojangles potatoes at this point.
I think I may need to try KFC gravy again, but I like this gravy.
This one, it has more spices to it. It's got its own thing going for it. So I think overall,
So
this
far,
one,
this is the gravy.
this is the gravy.
Okay.
But for everything else,
So far, it's Bojangles.
Bojangles has it.
Yep.
And that is the least favorite coleslaw.
Yeah.
That whatever that aftertaste is just funky.
I'm actually gonna go look that up somewhere because I'm genuinely curious. Now we are gonna try the sweet tea. The sweet tea, yeah. Peep the Kirkland brand red Solo cup. So when we were ordering these meals, obviously, you know, we picked a drink to go with the meal, and with all of them, we were trying to pick sweet tea.
Southern fried chicken challenge.
Right, except Church's, even though they serve sweet tea, we couldn't pick sweet tea as a side with this. Now, we ordered all of these through a meal delivery app. We're currently quarantined, so we weren't gonna go out and get any of these. So it may be different if you go through their drive-thru or go see them in person. But to combat this, we got like another drink that we're saving for another time, and we ordered a gallon of sweet tea because that was our only option, but they gave us 2 half gallons. So we're not really sure what's going on here. I honestly, I think it's just however they set it up in the delivery app. But regardless, we do have Church's sweet tea in there. There's just no logo or anything because it just came in our nondescript half-gallon plastic jug.
Well,
but just take our word for it.
Cheers.
Cheers. While Chris is drinking that, I do want to point out over to the side off camera,
ooh,
we do have some whole fresh jalapenos that Chris was able to add as a side. This is in no way being taken into consideration for which chicken dinner is the best, but Chris, being a spice lord, saw the opportunity to eat whole jalapenos. So he's gonna do that while I have some sweet tea.
and these are actually not fresh. These are pickled jalapenos, and these are thick and juicy. Oh yeah.
Okay, so clearly the jalapenos are a winner.
Mmm.
There's something about this tea I don't like. There's some kind of aftertaste here.
I liked the tea.
No, there's some kind of taste here I can't jive with.
For me, it's not the best. So far, again, the Bojangles tea has it, but this is number 2.
No, I think I like KFC better than this one. The KFC one's not as sweet, but I don't know what it is with Church's and aftertaste, at least for me, but it's not cutting it. Again, not to say that this is bad sweet tea or bad chicken or bad, I mean, don't get the coleslaw, but
Yeah, don't get the coleslaw.
if all you have near you is Church's, you can get a decent fried chicken dinner and sweet tea, no questions asked.
Only if you want to get the sweet tea in a gallon. Well, 2 half gallons, but you have to pay for a gallon.
We're gonna move on to our last contender here.
Get the jalapenos also. Strongly recommend them. They are delicious.
Spice Lord over here will always agree with whole pickled jalapenos. I'm gonna go grab our next one and get rid of this tea. All right, well, the time has come for the final contender, somewhere else that I've never had before. So today the question is, will I indeed love that chicken from Popeyes? This is not the chicken sandwich challenge. That's a different day, different video. Don't worry, we have plans for it. The chicken hats will make their return. Today is Popeyes bone-in chicken, their family meal. You know, you guys know how this goes by now. So let's take a look. I promise I know how to open a box. Ooh, okay. That looks good. This, again, similar crisp and craggle to Church's and Bojangles. This makes me very happy. Good color. Biscuit's looking a little flat, but we'll judge it when we eat it. We got our slaw, we got our potatoes, we got our tea. let's dive right in. All right, last contender, chicken and biscuit. Let's go.
But we're having bone-in chicken, not tenders.
Oh, come on. Biscuit. Objective observation right off the bat. There's not as much meat on this thigh as there have been on the other 3 thighs.
Alright, well, we shall find.
We'll debate taste, but I'm saying objectively, there's not as much meat on that.
There is. She bit it the wrong way. Look at that. Got a mouthful.
That's still not nearly as much meat. All right.
Biscuit?
Dry. The butter on it's good and everything. It is a little flat. It's not as fluffy as some of the others. And it is dry. Like, I need tea or something with that.
Yeah, and that's how they are. They also have that little bit of saltiness to them.
Which I don't hate. Look, good salt, good balance. I don't dislike the flavor. It's dry.
Yeah,
The texture's not as good.
It definitely helps complement the chicken, which is a little greasy and all that. And then again, dip it in your potatoes and what have you.
Yes, if you're someone who, you know, dips your biscuit into gravy or whatever, like, yeah, that's probably a good biscuit for it. But just on its own, not my biscuit. The chicken, it's tasty. Not my favorite.
See, this one and Bojangles for me are up there.
We may have to put them side by side before we determine the final chicken. I mean, I don't know.
This has very good flavor. And also, again, you got a very bad bite on your side.
Well, that's why I took 2 different bites so that I could get more chicken. But even, we will pull out the other pieces off camera and look.
All right, we will compare further on which is the better chicken.
Meanwhile, we're gonna move to the sides, and this one's gonna get a little interesting. I almost want to show you guys the coleslaw, but I'm afraid to pick it up because it is so soupy.
There's
a mess.
A lot of dressing. It's
like it just is. It's dripping.
Yeah.
We're gonna try it though. It could be good.
This is.
Okay, could be, but it's not.
Yeah.
No, that's not gonna do it for me. I can even forgive the amount of dressing that's on there. I mean, I shouldn't, but I can. The flavor's just not there. The flavor's not there. The texture's not there. The texture is way back toward what KFC was with the tiny chop, which I don't like in my coleslaw. There's no real flavor other than like mayonnaise.
Right.
It's just not there, guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna try the potatoes. Here's the thing. Chris is happy because there is a pool of gravy with this one. There's not as much potatoes. So if you're someone who really wants a lot of potato, you may want to get extra at Popeyes because this isn't as full as the others. But
Way more gravy.
But if you want a lot of gravy, this may be your place.
It's to help with the biscuit.
Biscuit shouldn't need help. Do they put Cajun seasoning in their gravy?
They do. It's Cajun gravy.
Okay, I was not expecting that.
It's Popeyes, Louisiana.
Oh, again, haven't had it before. I like the potatoes. I like the gravy, but A, I wasn't expecting the Cajun flavor, and B, Southern fried chicken to me is this part of the South, and this is Louisiana style. So while there's nothing wrong with the Cajun style gravy for a fried chicken dinner, it's not my preferred type of gravy.
Oh, this is the gravy winner for me.
Because you like spice.
Oh yeah,
and there's good spice in it. Like there's good flavor, and like the little bit of spice hits like right on the back of my throat. It's tasty, but now this is a bias thing, right? This is where I grew up. I grew up in the North Carolina South. This is Louisiana South. I like and I appreciate their gravy. Not my favorite for this application. So
this is it. You have no gravy biases. This has great flavor.
It does.
It has a great consistency.
It does.
And they give you a ton of gravy. Or at least ours, again, stuff like that varies location to location.
It does. But I wonder if The chicken didn't have a ton of spice to it. Like, it's flavorful, but it doesn't have a ton of spice. And I wonder if the gravy doesn't become too much compared to the chicken.
And I will say this, on all of these, we purposely got either their original or their mild flavors of chicken. We got here is mild. The spicy is quite a bit spicier, has a lot bolder profile. So
again, for this application, the gravy's a little weird with it, but if you're going for spicy fried chicken.
If you would have gotten the Popeyes spicy chicken.
All right, so there's a few nuances when it comes to Popeye. And again, for my first rodeo at Popeyes, not displeased other than the coleslaw. What I do want to know is how their sweet tea is. So do me a favor and have a sip. Tea. While he has that, I do want to say, we did try to keep things as even as possible across all restaurants, like he said, about the chicken, which is why our sides are coleslaw and mashed potatoes with gravy. Those are the only two sides that all four of these restaurants had in common across the board. So obviously there's plenty of other sides at these places. There's all kinds of different, you know, configurations of the Southern Fried Chicken Challenge and dinner, but to keep things on an even playing field, this is what we got. And we just happen to like them both.
And they're very traditional. I mean, mashed potatoes, gravy, coleslaw, sweet tea, biscuit. It's what you generally get. It's what almost all of their advertisement features, these sides with the chicken and the biscuit. So we knew if there was a side that they probably would do their best at, it was probably these. How's the tea?
I like it.
I agree.
I like it. There's some of this stuff, tea included, that I'm gonna need to taste some stuff head to head off camera before we make some final decisions here.
But good tea.
It's good tea, guys.
Again, very sweet.
It's actual
It
Southern
is.
sweet tea.
And it's probably why she likes it so much.
Yes,
But
there is a lot of sweet, not a hint of like lemon or anything in it. Although no shade to you guys who add it. I just don't give that to me in like a commercial setting. Let me add my own if I want it.
Tea, water, sugar.
Exactly. 3 very simple ingredients. We are gonna go do some deliberating and some additional taste testing off camera. For us, it'll be a few minutes. For you guys, it'll be just a second. We will be back with our final decisions and our Franken dinner. So stay tuned. All right. We've been off camera for quite some time, you guys. This was a difficult deliberation. There was a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of second and third and fourth tastings of different elements and comparisons and questioning everything that we thought we knew about Southern Fried Chicken. But we have finally come to a decision. In our not so humble opinions, the best
overall
Southern Fried Chicken dinner out there is bojangles! It's bow time, baby.
It is bow time.
Let's talk about this for a minute. So, we still need to make our Franken meal, so you'll see what our individual favorites between all these 4 were. It ultimately came down overall to Bojangles versus Popeyes. What sent this over the edge by far is the coleslaw. Bojangles, far and away, had the best coleslaw, especially when compared to Popeyes.
Which was the worst of all of them today.
It was absolute soup.
Yeah, there was no crunch. The flavor was just dominated by that mayonnaise-y dressing flavor.
And coleslaw should not need a spoon to eat because it's so liquidy and drippy.
It was almost a soup at that point.
Yeah, so there's elements of all of these meals that we like. Again, you'll see in a sec, but Bojangles is the best, far and away.
Oh, for the overall winner,
honestly,
it's bow time.
It's bow time, baby. And I know that this isn't like part of our consideration, but I will say that one of my favorite things about Bojangles is the spork. So, you know, spork fans, this one's for you. We are going to assemble Franken meal here.
Which is the best of all of them. So we'll have the best biscuit, the best coleslaw, the best mashed potatoes, best chicken, and best sweet tea.
This is gonna take some deliberation. You guys may be a little bit surprised at what the end result is.
But it's gonna be tasty.
It's gonna be dang tasty. So give us just a second and we will be back with our monster meal. We've created a monster.
A delicious monster.
A fried chicken monster. So, we couldn't come to an agreement on some of these. So, you'll see that we've got a couple of extra things on the table here. All this means that there's some good fast food fried chicken meals out there, guys, and you should eat all of them. Let's start with what's not here. Not a single thing from KFC or Church's made it onto our plate.
But in defense of Church's,
they're good.
They are good.
They're just not as good, in our opinion, as the stuff from Popeyes or Bojangles. So if you have a Church's near you, get their stuff. It's delicious.
Yeah, it's very good.
We will eat it again, probably in the near future. And if that's our only choice for fried chicken, like, I'm not going to be mad about it.
However,
KFC is a massive disappointment.
It was probably the bottom of everything.
It was the bottom for everything, absolutely.
Except for coleslaw.
Except for coleslaw, and maybe for tea. I don't know. It was definitely
it was
near the bottom for tea. Neither of us have had KFC in a good couple of decades, and so we honestly forgot what it was all about. And frankly, I'm gonna work pretty hard to forget it again. It was just not good.
No. It was across the board. Everything was either the worst or
second worst. So yeah, there's nothing here from KFC or Church's. So let's give you guys a little tour here, starting with the sweet teas. Obviously, we're a little bit divided here. They are pretty close in taste. I happen to think the Bojangles is a little bit better. Chris happens to think the Popeyes is a little bit better. I don't think either one of us would be mad if we had to drink either of these, if we had to switch them around.
Both are delicious.
Both are delicious.
Very southern.
We only got a medium for Bojangles because we knew we were going to have a lot from these. Popeyes didn't give us a size choice, so you can get the bigger one from Bojangles, so like value-wise and everything, it's the same. So excellent sweet teas. We're going to be on a sugar high for a couple of days. Moving on to the potatoes, we have selected Popeyes potatoes. So here's the thing. If you can get potatoes separately from your gravy,
and get a side of gravy,
go to Bojangles and get the potatoes, and then go to Popeyes and get a side of gravy. That is the ultimate combo. But if you just have to choose one side of potatoes and gravy, we have chosen Popeyes. It's got great flavor. The potatoes aren't bad. The Bojangles just beats them out a little bit.
But the gravy flavor here is spectacular.
It's awesome. Again, this is a Cajun gravy, which I didn't realize when I went into it, which is why I was a little bit surprised. It is delicious. It is going to have more and different spices than your like typical potato gravy. So be prepared. And if you want a typical gravy, go to Church's. Church's gravy was delicious.
That was probably the second best gravy.
Yeah, absolutely delicious.
Which is unfortunately the story of a lot of the Church's things. Like
it was just there, but it wasn't the best.
These two were the best in a lot of categories. Church's was consistent.
Right behind it.
Moving
on, coleslaw. This should not come as a surprise to any of you. It's Bojangles. This has the best texture, the best dressing. It's got the best vegetable to dressing ratio. It's got great texture. It's great. There's no weird aftertaste of it being sweet. It's not soupy. This is far and away the best coleslaw we ate all day. Nothing comes close.
And the coleslaw was surprisingly the thing that was the most controversial.
Every meal.
Across all of them. Like, this was the only one where we thought, this is really good coleslaw.
Yeah, this is the only coleslaw that we will legitimately seek out again.
Yeah, everything else, I mean, Church's had a funky aftertaste. Popeyes served a soup.
Scarily enough, out of all the other coleslaws, I'll eat KFC.
This is their only category where they kind of redeemed themselves.
Yeah, but even then, they come nowhere close to Bojangles.
No, that was by far and away the best. The vegetable, it still had the good crunch to it. Yeah. It had a good flavor. It was refreshing.
I love it.
Perfect coleslaw.
Moving on to biscuits, again, we cannot agree here. Popeyes and Bojangles win it. So here's the thing. The texture on the Bojangles one is a little fluffier, and it's got more butter on it, so it is a little bit richer in taste. The Popeyes one is definitely a little denser and doesn't have as much butter, but it's a really great conduit for the gravy and the potatoes. It goes really nicely with the chicken.
And it's got a nice little bit of saltiness to it.
It does have a little bit of salt in it. These all do, but it's a little more prevalent in the Popeyes one. So it's a good balanced biscuit. I prefer, again, a good fluffy, buttery Southern biscuit, which is why I chose the Bojangles. You can't go wrong with either.
Both are winners. Both will make you very happy and will be a perfect accompaniment to the chicken.
Now, before we reveal the chicken winner, let's discuss the meat situation at Popeyes. Upon further review, at least in this order, our Popeyes thighs did have significantly less meat on them than our Bojangles thighs. That was not what decided this. However, we're clearing that up. Our winner is indeed Bojangles. So here's why. We went back and tasted and tasted and tasted. Bojangles has slightly more flavor, and above and beyond compared to the Popeyes, had the moister meat. I know some of you are cringing at that word right now, but it's true.
Moist.
It's moist. The meat was just, it had more juice to it, right? And not in a like disgusting, like it's dripping everywhere kind of way, but just a good mouthfeel. This is good quality chicken.
Yes.
It wasn't dried out in the cooking process kind of way. The Popeyes chicken, still delicious, but when you compare the two head to head, Bojangles had it. So, Bojangles, go get their tea, biscuit, their chicken, their coleslaw. Again, they were our best overall meal. Popeyes, get their tea, biscuit, potatoes and gravy. Even their chicken was great. Don't get the coleslaw.
Yeah, don't get the coleslaw.
Look,
Don't.
we are just so happy with how this all turned out. We are blessed, #blessed to live in the South, where we have access to so many good fried chicken places. And guys, these are just the 4 big fast food chains around here for chicken. We haven't even touched the good local places yet. Stay tuned, coming soon, we hope.
Or all the good chicken sandwiches.
There is so much good fried chicken happiness to be had down here. This is just the tip of the iceberg. But
Chickenberg.
oh, poor frozen chickens. But this was just the beginning. We love our fried chicken. Obviously, we hope you guys have enjoyed watching. We hope that you have access to some good fried chicken and you go try it. If you guys only have access to KFC in your area, we are
really
so sorry. And if you like it, that's okay. We're not judging you, but we will judge you if you come here and eat our chicken and then tell us that KFC is better. Let us know on social media or in the comments what you guys want to see next. We have all kinds of ideas for things, but if there's something in particular from restaurants or grocery stores or whatever that you want us to try or that you want to see me try to make, I know a lot of you like the Bagel Bites video. Let us know.
Eating that one.
Yeah, let us know. We love making these videos for you guys. Shout out, by the way, to our cousins Sydney and Charlie, who prompted us last night by saying, we really miss your videos. When are you going to make another? So thanks to food delivery apps. Here we are.
Postmates.
We will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.
Franken chicken.
Bark, bark.